is sure to die, and after death, one is sure to take birth again. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. This is the instruction of Lord Krishna given to Arjuna, that Arjuna, why you are lamenting? You should not lament. Lamenting means Arjuna is telling, I will not fight, I will not fight. He is giving so many reasons not to fight. But Krishna is giving so many reasons to fight, how we can fight. Okay, so we'll see in detail how he tells. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. One has to take birth according to one's activity of life. So our birth is depend on our karma. What we did in the last life, based on that we get the birth in this life. What we are doing in this life, based on that karma, we will get birth in next life. So one who has taken birth, he is sure to die. And one who has already died, he is sure to take birth again. And after finishing one term of activities, one has to die to take birth for the next. In this way, one is going through one cycle of birth and death. One is going through one cycle of birth and death after another without liberation. This cycle of birth and death does not, however, support unnecessary murder, slaughter, and war. Now, if we can see in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is telling Arjuna to fight. To fight means in this Kurukshetra war, there will be killing. So Krishna is teaching the himsa. Gandhiji taught us ahimsa. But what Krishna is telling himsa? Do himsa. Kill. Utho Arjun, utho और सबको मार डालो. Is that way the Krishna is teaching? No. Prabhupada is telling. We will see one purport in Prabhupada where Prabhupada is telling, yes, it is not that Krishna is giving right to kill. To kill anyone without the dharma, that is also a big sin. So that is there in Prabhupada's purport. So this cycle of birth and death does not, however, support unnecessary murder, slaughter and war. But at the same time, violence and war are inevitable factors in human society for keeping law and order. But one is given, see, even though one does sinful activities or one is performing some wrong activities in a society, he will be punished by the court. He will be taken to the court. If someone is killing someone or someone is doing a big sinful act, then he will be punished. Why he get punishment? Anyone? Why he get punishment? Because when he get punishment, he will not suffer for that karma. When one does some sinful activities, the reaction of that karma will come. But when one is get punishment for that, so it is like a kind of prayachitta. So one who gives the punishment, by the law and order it is given. By the court, Supreme Court authority, like who was that who did 26/11 attack? Kasab. Ajmal Kasab was given the hanging order. So why he got hanged? Because he killed so many people. So by killing so many, he will not go to jihad. Like that they tell. You will go to Allah or something, jihad you will go. But it will not be by innocent people. You will not go to God. How you will go to the God? It is bogus philosophy. You will have to go to the hell and you have to suffer for the reactions. So when by law and order, when a punishment is given for the sinful act, he will go and he will, like, the reactions of that karma will get nullified. And he will get birth again so that he will start from beginning. Getting? So therefore, this law and order, based on the karmic reactions, the punishment is given. So the battle of Kurukshetra being the wheel of the Supreme. So here Krishna is telling Arjuna to fight, to kill. Why? What the Kauravas did wrong? Yes, Kauravas were on adharma side. They were adharmic. So Krishna, in establishing the dharmic principles, to establish dharma, he tells Arjuna, yes, you have to kill them. Then Arjuna is telling, no, how I can kill? They are my kinsmen, they are my relatives. He is attached. We have seen in the last verse. that 2.20 jatas na jayate mriyate va kadachin. So he is telling that they are attached. So Krishna is telling so many things about soul and body. How body and soul is different. From Krishna starts his speaking in 2.2. In first chapter, Dhritarashtra, Sanjaya, they are only speaking. Arjuna only speaking. Arjuna gives so many reasons not to fight. मेरा गांडीव छूट जा रहा है, ये हो रहा है, वो हो रहा है, I can't fight. He is giving so many reasons. वर्ण संकर हो जाएंगे अगर मैं सबको मार दूंगा. So there will be वर्ण संकर society. No good human beings will be born. So Arjuna was giving so many reasons. Then Krishna heard. See, our first chapter has 46 slokas. In that 46 sloka, Krishna was hearing only. Like not everything. Arjuna speaks some about that. But Krishna was hearing first. So we should be great listener first. When Krishna heard, then in 2.2 he started. Second chapter he started. Second chapter, after hearing, he scolds. What you are? Klaibyam. You are like impotent. He is giving like a gali to Arjuna. What you are? Why you are doing like this? Why you are not able to decide why you are not able to take the decisions? So to take the decision also we need mercy. Once I asked His Grace Gauranga Prabhu this question, Prabhuji, how you have the decisive power? Like in my VTA days in temple, I was staying, so that time I asked, and Prabhuji told to take a decisive power, like to take decisions in life, we need mercy from our elders, but blessings from our elders. So we should always please our superiors and elders, even though they are devotees, not devotees, everything. So we have to gather the blessings, and then only we can get the decision, power of taking decision. So with that decisive power, we can take right decisions. No decision anyone can take, but to take right decisions, we have to have the blessings from the superiors. And how we will get the blessings from superiors? When we please them. How to please them? Just by following Srila Prabhupada's rules and regulations. By following the morning program, by following the chanting process of devotional practice, we can please our superiors, we can please Srila Prabhupada we can please our spiritual master, and we can please Srila Prabhupada. And then only Supreme Lord will be pleased. So here, the battle of Kurukshetra being the will of the Supreme. So Arjuna, in a purport, Prabhupada is telling, unless and until there is a supreme cause, we should not kill anyone. Yeah. So anyone will go, oh, I killed him because there was a supreme cause. It should not be. So someone will say like, oh, I killed this ant. Nowadays, like people are telling, even in our home, if someone is like a small kid or something, we will tell them, oh, if something is coming, to kill. So we are giving very wrong teachings to our young generations. It is not, because even that ant or some insect is there, that is having a soul. So when we kill that soul, we have to suffer for reactions. Therefore, from the life of Jad Bharat, we can, or from the life of Valmiki before? Mrigari. From life of Mrigari also we can understand ants are also important. Means they have the soul. So soul is eternal. That only Krishna is telling. And telling Arjuna that yes, why you are lamenting to fight. So many reasons we see. The battle of Kurukshetra, being the will of the Supreme, was an inevitable event. And to fight for the right cause is the duty of a Kshatriya. Why should he be afraid of or aggrieved at the death of his relatives, since he was discharging his proper duty? He did not deserve to break the law, thereby becoming subjected to the reactions of sinful acts, of which he was so afraid. Arjuna was afraid that if I kill, I will not get the kingdom. Means even if I get the kingdom, who will there to enjoy that kingdom? What is the use then? And if I don't kill, okay, they will at least enjoy. So Arjuna was not able to take the proper decision, and thereby became subjected to the reactions of sinful act. And he was thinking, yes, I will get sins of killing my own kinsmen. Means my relatives, if I kill, I will get sins. Of which he was so afraid. By avoiding the discharge of his proper duty, he would not be able to stop the death of his relatives, and he would be degraded due to his selection of the wrong path of action. What Krishna is telling here, Prabhupada is telling, yes, even if you don't kill, they will sure to die. A person who born, no one kills, natural death will surely come. Anybody will get pills to stay, or oh, abhi, now we took the vaccine. After taking vaccination, they're telling, oh, abhi to amar ho gaya. अभी 2 डोज हो गया, अमर हो गया, अमर हो गया 2 साल के लिए. सो पीपल वेर थिंकिंग दैट ओ वैक्सीन लेने के बाद कोरोना नहीं होगा. सो बट वैक्सीन लेने के बाद भी कोरोना हो रहा है. अभी वापस बूस्टर डोज, इट इज जस्ट दे आर सेलिंग देयर डोसेस. आई एम नॉट टेकिंग, डोंट टेक वैक्सीन, बट वैसा नो वन कैन अमर, या नो वन कैन बिकम इमॉर्टल. सो one who took birth, he is sure to die. So Krishna is telling, yes, if he is sure to die, then why you are afraid? Why you are afraid? So many philosophical understanding Krishna is giving in the last verses. So we were discussing, Krishna first heard everything from Arjuna, what happened, and that too on the battlefield they were discussing. अभी एग्जाम के लिए जा रहा है और गड़बड़ा है. So that was the situation of Arjuna. Yes, we can understand, and Krishna is telling Arjuna this Bhagavad Gita. Why? It is not for Arjuna, it is for us. Everyone. Through Arjuna, he is telling us, yes, we always on the battlefield. Every day we are on the battlefield. Every day we are in the confusion situation. What to do? Huh? Should I wake up or not? In the morning, first question. Should I wake up or not? Arey, my sleep is not over. What to do? If I don't sleep, then in office I will get sleep. In work, while roasting chapati, I will get sleep. So we think so much, we are always in confusion. So Krishna is telling this to avoid the confusion, to remove this confusion. Bhagavad Gita is for us. And when we read daily, yes, it is said in the Bhagavad Gita in preface, when we read daily, it is like purifying our heart. Not only purifying, it is taking a bath in a Ganges water. You know, once Jalandhar Prabhu told that story. It was so famous story that one who has like faith that after taking bath in Ganga, I am pure. He will be pure. So just by reading Bhagavad Gita, just by reading, we get the benefit of taking bath in Ganges, in river Ganga, some other Ganga. Then what will happen when we apply the principles in our life? We will be going back to God surely in this lifetime only. So only Bhagavad Gita is the basic of all, like basis for all the Puranas, all the Vedas. So, and second chapter is that to basics of the like summary study of the Bhagavad Gita. So entire second chapter is the most important thing in Bhagavad Gita. So entire Bhagavad Gita is explained, and that main concept in that second chapter also, that is soul concept. Concept of soul. What is soul? Soul is Atma. So that Krishna is telling. But how Krishna starts that? Because Arjuna got lamented. Arjuna got bewildered. He was lamenting, yes, why I should fight? He was telling, no, I can't fight. No, I want chocolate only. Like that student, like kids do, like that. But Arjuna was telling, no, I can't fight. Then Krishna was telling, okay, understood. In first, he told many bad words. Klaibyam, important. How you are a Kshatriya? Are you a Kshatriya? Why these feelings are getting to you? Why you are thinking like that? You are fighting. You are not the doer. Like that Krishna is telling. Then from the 11th verse, Krishna starts. Then Krishna doesn't stop. First 46 sloka he heard patiently. Now Krishna starts from 11. What Krishna tells? Ashochanaiva shochatsvam pradnyavadansha bhashase gatasuncha nanushocanti pandita. Krishna is telling who is Pandita. You are thinking that you are a Pandita, you are giving so many reasons not to fight. You are thinking that you are a Pandita? No, you are not at all a Pandita. Here Prabhupada is telling 2 points to become Pandita. Person who is learned will not lament for living or dead. What it is? Person who is learned will not lament for the living or nor for the dead. Means one who is learned, Pandita. Pandita means who knows. Prabhupada in the purport it is given. Just a minute. Who is Pandita? That is given. Yeah. The Lord said, you are talking like a learned man, but you do not know that one who is learned, one who knows what is body and what is soul. What is body and what is soul, that person, one who knows that body and soul, the difference between body and soul, one who knows that, that is the learned person. Learned means what? Pandita. Pandita is a Sanskrit word. Learned person who is knowledgeable. Like who can give instructions to anyone who knows the difference between body and soul. So, does not, and the person who knows the difference between body and soul and what is the body and what is soul does not lament for any stage of the body, neither in living nor in the dead. Because he knows the soul is eternal. Even body is dying. We have seen in the previous chapter. And in this, Krishna is giving all the analogies, all the scientific philosophies, explanation from all the scientific philosophy by Karmavad, by Jnanavad, all the scientific philosophies he is introduced and he is telling about the body and soul. From 2.11 to 2.30. In these 20 slokas, Krishna is giving full scientific analogies. If someone is arguing you, soul is not there. Many people are there. Here all the devotees, therefore we are. Anyone is here who don't believe on soul? Anyone? No one. Yesterday, last class also I asked, but no one told. So last class we have discussed what is the age of, what is our age? Anyone remembers? Infinity plus 19. Okay. So good. They remember. So our age is, we say, we are not this body and we are soul. And we are saying that yes, I am 30 years old. How come then eternal? How come soul is eternal? If 30 years old, so our age is infinity plus 30. Like that you should say. Then we should apply na, when we are applying. And when we say, we will mean it for that. Now, Krishna was telling difference between body and soul. So what is body and what is soul? He explained in 20 slokas, 2.11 to 2.30. And he has given so many great ideas and great philosophical knowledge he has used. So we will see one by one. In first 2.11, he used person who is learned. It is little philosophical class, but you can, it's okay, no?
Oh, okay.
But philosophy which I am telling from the Prabhupada's purport only, not my philosophy. So 2.11 is person who is learned will not lament for the living or dead. One who is Pandita will not think, yes, he is dead or, oh, we should not feel like one who is, if some person died in our home, we should not feel like, okay, soul is not dead. That understanding is good, but that emotions we have to show. But not show, but emotions will come out naturally for that person. But Arjuna is telling, body is not permanent, body is temporary, and soul is eternal. Okay, Krishna is telling in the 12th verse. Yeah. What it is? Natvevaham jatunasam natvam neme janadhipa nachaivam nabhavishyama sarve vayamata param. Okay, Krishna was telling that, okay, learned person will not lament. Then Arjuna was thinking, okay, I'm not lamenting, then why should not I should not lament? Because they are my kinsmen, they are my relatives, but they will die, and what will happen to me? Who will enjoy them? No one is there, and no one is there to enjoy the kingdom. Then Krishna is saying, no, natvevaham jatunasa means never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. Means Krishna is telling everyone is eternal. Because everyone is soul.
Sure.
We are not this body, we are spirit soul. Yes, nowadays people say, if some boy or girl meets, they say, oh, boy says, you are not this body, you are my soul. so it is not, we are not this body, but we are spirit soul. So soul is a part and parcel of super soul that we have seen in the first verse only. Prabhupada is mentioned in the purport. And 2.13, Arjuna is telling, okay, Natvevaham Jasuna, okay, we all are eternal, accepted. Krishna is telling one point, Arjuna, okay, done, accepted. Then 2.13, but okay, we are eternal, but soul will change the bodies, na? Soul will transfer from one body to another body. Okay, but I am attached to that body. I am not attached to the soul. Arjuna was telling, I am attached to the soul who is present in that body, so I was attached to that body. Then Krishna is telling, Dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tata dehantara praptir dhirastatra numuyati. As the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from the boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. You are calling yourself as a Pandita, learned person. How you are thinking of this? Why the feeling of this feeling is coming to you? So Krishna is telling that bodies are changing. Bodies are changing, but soul is same. Soul is same. Therefore, whatever our thought process, see, there is a two types of bodies. One is subtle body and another is gross body. What we see body, this flesh, this is just 110 rupees as per the scientist.
110.
What 110 rupees? Because if we collect all the chemicals of our body, water and all, calcium, phosphorus, manganese or something whatever there in the body, then and if we take those same measurements and we calculate the amount, it will take around 110. Oh, that scientist performed some experiment around in 1980s. Now it will be around 200 or 300. As महंगाई बढ़ गया, so but it will not be more than 500. So, but we are taking care of this body because soul is present. Once soul passes from this body, what we say? Oh, XX person left. If someone is there in the body, then that body is working. But as soon as the soul passes or soul leaves that body, what happens? Body starts degrading, it starts decomposing. So, degrading body, and therefore we what in 3-4 hours or within the span of time we have to burn that body. Otherwise, insects will come, body will get decomposed. But now here Krishna is telling, okay, the soul when leaves the body, it travels to the another body. He gets another body. And in Garud Puran, it is mentioned how the process of changing the body, like how soul transfers from one body to another. For your information, just I will brief. Actually, I heard Garud Puran when my father, my grandmother passed away, and when my friend's father passed away, so he arranged one Garud Puran Katha. So we heard that. In that it is given how it is like passing of soul. So when soul leaves body, any soul, he has to go to the Yamaloka. Yamaloka is very far from here. So in the 3-day ceremony, whatever the ceremony we perform, in the 13th day ceremony, then Shraddha ceremony, that is all related to the scientific process of soul going to the Yamaloka and getting new body. So generally when in first 3 days, that we perform, that third day we perform that this one. So what happens, like when Yamdutas come, like Ajamila story we know, 4 Yamdutas come, na? No, 3 Yamdutas. 3 Yamdutas come, and to take back to goddess, 4 Vishnu Dutas come. Correct, no? Okay, if I am wrong, please correct. Yeah. So 3 Yamdutas come, and why 3 Yamdutas come? Because they are not taking body. What they take then? Soul with a gross covering. What? Not gross covering, subtle covering. So soul is inside. Soul is the core part, and it is covered by the subtle body. Subtle body is what? Mind, intelligence, and false ego. Yes? Man, Buddhi, and Ahankar. So that soul is covered by the Man, Buddhi, Ahankar, and that Man, Buddhi, Ahankar, that subtle body is covered by the gross material body, which is made up of Panchatattva. What are those? Earth, fire, air, water, ether. So that gross body remains, then soul is taken with the subtle body. And therefore 3 Yamdutas come, and they remove that subtle body, remove that soul from the body, because that soul is not ready to give up that body, because we are attached to our body. Yes, every day while coming, applying tilak also we will see in the mirror. Yes, tilak should be proper. It should be proper as a Vaishnava etiquette, but when we go out, we will see, because we are attached to this body. Yes, we should accept. Yes, we are attached. But how we can remove this attachment? Attached to the Supreme Lord. Automatically, Vishaya vinivartante, niraharasya dehina, rasovarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. When we get higher attachment, we will give up the lower attachment. When we will attach to the Supreme Lord, yes, we will attach to the Supreme Lord glories, Supreme Lord, when we attach to the Krishna Leelas, that time we will give up this attachment to our own body and our relatives. Otherwise, our attachment is so strong, that knot is so strong, it is very difficult to remove that knot. Knot of attachment. So, we have to cut that attachments by attaching ourselves to the Supreme Lord, and attaching ourselves to the devotees of the Supreme Lord. Like, when we should associate with them. By associating with them, we will get the knowledge every day. And when we get knowledge, then it will come through our act. So, okay, Yamdutas come and take the soul. Now, at the first time, when the body was, like soul was leaving the body, soul will immediately go to the Yamaloka. They will take immediately to the they will take soul immediately to the Yamaloka and they will bring it back. And that happens within fraction of seconds. So fast. More than speed of light, they travel. Like, people know nowadays, I teach physics, so light travels more. So nobody knows more than light what travels. Mind travels more than light. Mind, now here, light at least take 8 seconds, 8 minutes it takes, around 500 seconds. Whenever sun rise, almost 8 minutes it takes, 500 seconds, because distance and 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, light speed in air or vacuum. So light comes, one ray of sun comes after 8 minutes. But mind, now here,
we can
next in base, next in hometown, next in Mayapur, next in Vrindavan or somewhere. So, not like that. But so mind travels more with more speed. So they take the Yamdutas come and take the soul immediately and come back. Now, why they take? Now the soul will remain for 3 days in the home only, because he was attached. So for 3 days we will put that some diya we will put, or somebody will put that stone. So that body he left the body. Then the soul will be there in that like that pot which we broke while taking the like son or who is giving the Agni, we broke the pot. So when they broke the pot, that before soul will be outside only. He will be attached, so he will be going with the body. Like I can't give up. So when that body gets burned, that soul comes into that stone, and then we keep that stone and we put a lamp, or somebody says that it comes to that lamp. Okay, so that Jyoti will come. In that Jyoti it will come. Now 3 days it will stay. So 3 days he will see all other things. Now he don't have body. So they gave a subtle some place to live, so that Jyoti he can stay, or some that stone it can stay. Like in the different sections it is given differently. But for 3 days it stays. For what? To see the relatives, all are coming or not. For my last rites, who all came, who all are grateful for me. Still that ego is there now. So everyone will think, no, I'm telling like, I'm not different than that, but soul is think like that. So after 3 days what happens? Like 3rd day ceremony when we do, in that ceremony, I forgot now what they do. But after that ceremony, it starts journey to the, it stays for 13 days or 3 days, no? 13th day starts, sorry. So 3rd day some ceremony done, then 10th day some ceremony does. Yeah, every day one some ceremony and yes. So every day, from 3rd day, he will get the proper body to travel to the Yamloka. So every day, from 3rd day to 13th day, for 10 days, it's one organ gets formed. And that soul who is in Jyoti, he will get that body, subtle body, who will like transport body, like a transporting body from earth to the Yamaloka. To transport the soul from that from earth to Yamaloka, he will get some body, and that body's organs will form for 10 days. And after 13th day, they will do the 13th day main ceremony, where they will give entire things. Like in some rituals, they give like chappal, then umbrella.
Everything, yeah.
Why? Everything they give. Why they give? Some food stuffs and all. Because while traveling, he will not feel hungry. So soul will not feel hungry, and what for all the care we took, that okay, at least the journey should be good. They do godan, like they do charity. So it is said that while traveling there is one river, and to travel that river, to like that river is full dirty river, Vaitarani river, who is full of vomit and pus and stool. So to travel across that river, we need like if we are doing a cow like go seva in your life, then cow will come and she will take you to across that river, like that it is said. So go seva is also important in our devotional service. And after 13th day, it starts its journey, and after entire like every some days are there. It is mentioned in the Garuda Purana, like after some days he will reach to the halt station. There he will take something. Like what we will offer here, that will be given to that place. So after that some journey start. But after 1 year, he will reach to the Yamloka. Okay, after 1 year. So after 1 year, we will do Shraddha ceremony again. And that Shraddha ceremony, we will offer some foodstuffs, what he likes and all. So when we like when we do this Shraddha ceremony, that food will reach to the soul there. And after 1 year, 1 year time is waiting time. Waiting time in Yamloka. Like to see what are all. And Yamraj's appointment you will get after 1 year. So 1 year you have to wait there. We all have to, not you. We all have to wait there to get the punishment for our reactions. For our actions, whatever we perform. And everybody has to go to the Yamloka and has to take the punishment if we are doing bad activities and we are surely performing. But based on that, and after 1 year, okay, after 1 year, Yamraji will come and he will assign which body, which next body. And to be in that body, 1 year training will be given. So like that, 3 years, soul will be there in Yamloka. Like 2 years, soul will be there in Yamloka with that gross body which is given by the, for 10 days it will build up. So 1 year training, full training. Like if someone is enjoying the sense organs and he wants to enjoy, and then like whatever body, if someone is getting pig's body, then he will get trained there to eat stool every day. Because pigs eat stool, so immediately it will not be possible. So he has to train. So training will be given, like that it is there in Yamloka. And after the training, soul will get the new body. And so whatever, like, but we say, oh, grandmother passed and she came into the newborn baby. It will never happen. So rebirth always be possible after 3-4 years only. Whatever the rebirth examples are there, scientists has analyzed, that are also possible after 3-4 years of the dates only. So this is just a summary, brief I told, because how soul travels, then we can understand. We don't want such a journey. We want immediately. But we know another story also. What? The story of Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj directly went to Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha Viman came. Even if you know one saint in Maharashtra, that is Santa Tukaram, he went with the body. Same body he went. So Vaikuntha Viman came. The airplane came to take him away to the spiritual world, and he went with that body. So like that it is possible, but when it will be possible? Only when we perform devotional service, perform devotional practices with the full of our heart. See, we were discussing, like old Prabhupada disciple was there, and we were asking what is the importance in spiritual life. In spirituality, what is the important? So they told honesty. We have to be honest with ourselves. When we are honest, we will perform spiritual life with the heart. So that Pramanikpana, like in Marathi it is called as Pramanikpana, we have to be very honest with what we are doing. Because we know what we are doing. Krishna knows ultimately. Krishna is there, like two birds sitting on the same, like in Bhagavad Gita only, that Krishna gives the analogy. Prabhupada gives that analogy. Two birds are sitting in our heart. One is doing and one is acting, like watching. Watch bird is Krishna. Doing bird with ourselves. We are doing, but Krishna is watching as a super soul in our, like a Shirodak Sai, Vishnu, he stays in our heart and he watches everything. And whatever do outside, whatever thoughts process inside, that is there, watched by the Krishna himself. And whatever actions we do, watched by the sun or moon. They are like two eyes of the God, yeah, two eyes of the Krishna. So everything is watched. We can't cheat. We are totally 24/7 into whatever lifespan we can stay. We are under surveillance of Krishna. We can't cheat. And why to cheat? Be as what we are. Be honest. By being honest, we can practice more and we can please superiors. By pleasing superiors, we can. By pleasing superiors, we can please our spiritual master. By pleasing spiritual master, we can please Prabhupada, and ultimately we can please the Krishna. So time is ending, but I will just okay. Then in 13 we were discussing about the 2.11, 2.12, 2.13. 13 is Deinosmin. Then 2.14. Then Arjuna was telling, okay, they are changing the bodies, but I am attached to the soul who is there in that body. I was attached to the body. Then Krishna was telling, okay, you were attached, but that attachment is for some sort of time. Our attachment, when someone passes away, it will go after few days, right? So Krishna is telling, Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkadam agama paino nityastam titikshasva bharata. Oh Bharata, oh Arjuna, titikshasva, you have to tolerate. You will get pain when the person leaves that body. You will get pain, but you have to tolerate. So we have to be titikshasva. Like titikshasva means we have to tolerate. Just try to tolerate. It is very difficult. Whenever some critical situation comes in our life, Krishna is telling us, yes, we have to learn to tolerate. Why not? Why only react? Why only react after every action? Someone speaks something, we are in the reaction mode. Oh, how he can speak? How he can dare to speak like this? He can't even respect me. He can't respect my position. In office generally it happens. All the hierarchical level we have to follow. Boss, we should respect. Yes, boss, yes, boss. No, boss will not digest, Yeah. But what? That will be there for small, like how winter comes and summer comes. Just by after 4 seasons, 4 months of rainy season, winter will come. 4 months of winter season, summer has to come. Right? Nowadays, because of our actions, nature is also changing. But why to lament then? It will be for some small duration of time. Matra sparshastu kaunteya shita ushna sukha dukkada. This happiness and distress will be there for some small duration of time. We don't have to lament for that. We have to learn to tolerate. Everyone should remember, tolerate. We have to learn to tolerate. Then Arjuna is telling so many reasons again. Then Krishna is telling in 2.15, best among men, one who is not disturbed is eligible for liberation. Then means why to tolerate? Krishna is giving, because such person who is eligible for liberation. In the purport, Prabhupada mentions that one who is steady in his determination for the advanced stage of spiritual realization and can equally tolerate the onslaught of distress and happiness is certainly a person eligible for liberation. One who is determined, yes, I have to practice spirituality. I want to go back to Godhead in this lifetime only. One who is determined and one who can tolerate the obstacles. Because when we are going against the current of a river, obstacle is to come. It has to come. So when we have to tolerate, we have to fight. One who is going, it is not like spiritual life is always goody. Many obstacles will come. Padam vipadam na tesham, Kunti Maharani is saying yes. No, Krishna, what same slogan? Padam no. What was the slogan? Kunti Maharani saying every step is danger. At every step it is danger. And Krishna, I am remembering you. Yes, I'm happy that I'm getting danger at every step so that I can remember him. So these obstacles are given in a devotee's life to improve, not to prove what we are. Yes, when we try to improve, we will be more deep. And when we learn, when we read Shastra and see, if someone can realize or someone could experience, when we are in distress, we feel, yes, I have to take shelter. We feel, naturally we feel from inside, like at least I feel, but like many of us we can feel, yes, we should take shelter. We will go and pray to the Lord, we will go to the altar room and we will pray, yes, please give me the way or give me the strength to fight. We can't ask the solution. Lord will give definitely, but we have to ask for the strength to fight. And Krishna gives. Whenever we ask, when we ask the right things, Krishna will give. Why he can't give? He can give so many things. Like Lord Balaji, some devotees went to Tirupati. Now Lord Balaji is giving, helping all the businessmen in their business. Then why Krishna can't help in the devotee's life? When we ask for a proper, but Krishna will not give what we want. Krishna will give what we need. Hamari jarurat, what we need actually. If we need, like okay, food, shelter and air, that will be given to everyone by Krishna only. All the managers are Krishna's servants, Devatas. So here Krishna is telling, one who is steady in determination and one who can equally tolerate, he can be liberated. Then again Krishna is giving so many till 2.11 to 2.15 Krishna was giving difference between body and soul and how one can, bodies differ and soul is differ. Now he is starting to tell, from 2.16 Krishna is telling, na sato vidyate bhavo na bhavo vidyate sata ubayorapi drushtonstan stvanayos tattvadarshibhi. Like the truth will be seen by one who knows, who conclude the things as they are. Like how we can see the truth? We have to see things as they are. So here Krishna is telling, nasato vidyate bhavo. Never of the non-existent there is endurance and never changing quality. So body is temporary. Body is always changing, but soul is eternal. Krishna is telling here that body is always changing, body is temporary and soul is eternal. And then Krishna is giving from 2.17 to 2.30 he is giving the characteristics of soul. Like from 2.17 it starts. The characteristics of spirit soul. So he is telling no one can destroy the soul. That which pervades the entire body you should know to be indestructible. In the body what it is? Soul. That is indestructible. No one is able to destroy that imperishable soul. There is no weapon. Krishna is telling in future, Nainan Chindandi Shastra. Na chainam kledayantyapo no shoshayati maruta. Like no one can destroy the imperishable soul. Then 2.18, Antavantam imam deha nitya sukta sharina. What is the translation? The material body of that indestructible, immeasurable and eternal living entity is sure to come to an end. How body is temporary and not permanent, like that Krishna is telling in this verse. Arjuna was giving reason not to fight and not to kill. Therefore Krishna says, even though you don't fight, body is temporarily, anyway it will die. Then at the end eventually body will come to end. It will be dying only, like it will be killed. So why you are befitting of your action? You should perform your action. Yeah, you should not be akarma, not doing your action. So Krishna is telling fight. And living entity is eternal, so it will never die. Even though you kill the bodies, living entity is eternal, soul will not die. So no, you will not get reactions. But here in the purport, Prabhupada is telling, when an embodied living entity is hurt by fatal weapons, it is 2.19 verse purport. It is to be known that the living entity within the body is not killed. The spirit soul is so small that it is impossible to kill him by any material weapon, as will be evident from the subsequent verses. Nor is the living entity killable. This, however, does not at all encourage killing of the body. Prabhupada is clearing the confusion. Yes, this however does not at all encourage killing of the body. The Vedic injunction is Ma Himshat Sarva Bhutani, never commit violence to anyone. Nor does understanding that the living entity is not killed encourage animal slaughter. People will say otherwise, I am in non-vegetarian, but I don't kill the soul. Na? Soul will never be killed. We are eating body. When we kill, soul will go away. Soul is eternal. Then what is harm in being non-vegetarian? No, but here a Vedic injunction is Ma himsyat sarva bhutani, never commit violence to anyone. So killing the body of anyone without authority, it is very important. Killing the body of anyone without authority is abominable and is punishable by the law of state as well as by the law of the Lord. So without authority, Arjuna was given the authority to kill the Kauravas. That was authority given by the Supreme Lord Krishna. Krishna was only telling, yes, kill, fight, uttishta, fight. Yes. So Arjuna, however, is being engaged in killing for the principle of religion. For dharmic, to establish a dharma, Arjuna was killing, and not for whimsically. Then na jayate mriyate va kadachi nayam bhutva bhavitavanu bhuyo ajo nitya shashvato yam purano no hanyate hanyamane sharire. For the soul there is no birth, no death. So those who think that the living entity or soul who is killing and the living those who think the living entity or the soul who is killed, both of them are not in knowledge, like that Krishna is telling in that verse 2.19. And someone will say, I can kill any person. Okay, that point we did. Then 2.20, soul don't take birth, it is always existing, unborn, eternal, and does not die. Then 2.21, Veda Vinashinam Nityam. 2.21, we are not this body, we are spirit soul. How can one who knows the soul is and its characteristic, it is that it is indestructible, eternal, unborn, and immovable, how he can think that I am killing someone? One who knows that the qualities of a characteristic of soul, that soul is eternal. Soul, we can't kill the soul or we can't destroy the soul. No one can destroy the soul. How he can kill the soul then? Okay, so Krishna is giving that analogy. Therefore, Krishna is non-violent here, and he tells Arjuna to kill. He is telling to kill so that they will not suffer in the next life. Whatever adharmic things they are doing, he is telling Arjuna, he is giving authority to Arjuna, like state law and order will be giving authority for the judge to kill anyone, hang, so that he will not suffer for his reactions. So that reactions will be nullified. So 2.22, soul gives up, like 22 is Vansasi Jirnani, like how we change the cloth. When we take new clothes, we will change the old cloth, right? When we get new clothes on birthday, we will not wear the, like children generally, when we take new clothes for birthday, they will always be wearing the new clothes only. They will not allow their parents to wear the old clothes. Like when we take new clothes and we give up the old clothes, like that, when body, like soul travels, soul takes new body, giving up the old body. Vansansi Jirnani Yatha Vihaya. In that shloka, it is explained. Soul gives up a body as one person gives up old garments and puts new one. Then 2.23, all are spirit soul. All are spirit soul. And here Krishna is telling 4 things. Yes, that soul can never be cut into pieces. Nainam chindanti shastrani. Soul cannot be cut into pieces by any weapon. Prabhupada is giving so many names of the weapons in a purport, like tornado. Like till now, those weapons are not there. But in a Prabhupada commentary, he has taken so many reference from so many scriptures. Prabhupada is mentioning the weapons which were there present at the time of Kurukshetra war. Still people are not finding. Like nuclear weapon, like a Brahmastra was a nuclear weapon. Brahmastra, that time, it is a nuclear weapon. But that Brahmastra was so perfect when Ashwatthama released the Brahmastra to the womb of the Uttara. Krishna protected in the womb, Parikshit Maharaj Krishna protected, but that Brahmastra was directed towards the womb only. It will not have effect over the other. But we can see in 1945, 1943, when Japan was affected, that nuclear bomb was fallen on the Japan, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, still people are born as that effect is still there. See the advancement at that level, and now we are telling that we are scientific. We are scientific. We developed vaccine which we can make immortal, but still we are getting COVID and some new viruses are coming more. So we are nothing in front of the Lord's energy. Lord is telling Vibhuti in 10th chapter, he is telling Bhagavad Gita, Vibhuti Yoga, like this energy is, like we can see this energy is so powerful, then how the energetic will be? The creation of Lord is so beautiful that how the Lord will be so much beautiful. Like Prabhupada, when once Prabhupada was traveling with his disciples in I think Paris only. So Paris, the girls and women are so beautiful, and then disciples got disciples were seeing Prabhupada, like young disciples, 20, 21 age, 19, they joined army of Prabhupada at that time, and it is natural that like human beings will get attracted to the opposite sex. But when they were seeing, one disciple was seeing the woman who is on somewhere he was seeing, and Prabhupada was seeing that person, and then he got to know Prabhupada is seeing me. Then he again got to the consciousness and then Prabhupada said, "Oh, how
It's beautiful.
beautiful, na?" He was not murmuring anything, but then he was, "Yes, Prabhupada." Then Prabhupada told, "See, the creation is so beautiful, then think how the creator will be. How the creator who created Krishna only created that beauty, then how much beautiful the Krishna is. So we should be attached to the beauty of Krishna, not to the material beauties, because material beauty is what? It is like a liquid beauty. You know, the like liquid beauty is the example which is given in the Shastra only, that if one girl beautiful beauty is there, but if we fast for some days and vomit, entire thing will come out, then what? Wrinkled skin and bones will be visible. And at the old age, same thing happen, na? Old age, skin will be wrinkled, bones will be very small. What happens then? No one likes us. Yeah? Everyone will become old. No one likes. Everyone thinks, oh, that old one, old person, when he will pass, we don't know. Why is giving so much trouble? Like that, everybody will think of us. See how we will be in old age. We should think about this, na? Soon, like it will not be a matter of just 20, 30 years for me. We are becoming old. Dasharath Maharaj got become old when after almost 60,000 years. Na? So many years he got old. Like one hair got become white, and he immediately thought, oh no, I have to give the kingdom to the Lord Ram. But now we are getting old day by day. Okay, so here we will come to the today's verse, and that is qualities of soul are explained, and 2.23 Nainam Chindanti Shastrani Nainam Dhati Pavaka, that 2.23, it cannot be burned by fire. Nainam Nachainam Kledayantyapo, like it can never be moistened by the water, and Na Shoshayati Maruta, it cannot be dry by the wind. So soul is like that. Soul is eternal. We can't kill, we can't cut, we can't burn, we can't moisten, and we can't wither. Wither means like dry it. So soul is eternal, unchangeable, immovable, immutable, and everlasting. Then 2.25, same qualities explained in different examples, by giving different examples. That qualities of soul, characteristics of soul, that is explained by Krishna. And now in 2.26, just verse before what we recite today, no need to lament. Krishna is telling Arjuna, no need to lament, Arjuna. Soul is born or die. Like even though you are thinking that soul is born or die, then he is giving the two philosophies, Lokayatikas and Vaibhashikas, that they were thinking that see, now we believe on soul, but those who don't believe on soul, in the Bauddhavad there are two philosophies. In these two philosophies, they think, in the Lokayatikas, in the Purport Prabhupada is mentioning, that body is a soul. They think like body is soul, and when body dies, soul also dies. Like that they think in the Lokayatikas, and in the Vaibhavayatikas they think, yes, that means in the Lokayatikas they think body and soul is same. When body dies, soul also dies. So Krishna is telling Arjuna, okay, if you don't believe on soul, like soul is eternal, if you are not believing, then at least if you, soul will die, na? Ultimately it will die with the body, then why to lament? Okay, then Vaibhasikas, soul deteriorates with the body. They tell like, okay, soul and body are different, they tell. But they tell, okay, when body dies, soul also die. So like that, even in the Bauddhavada, if you think, then also you should not lament. Like that Krishna is telling Arjuna. And in the 27th verse, he is telling that Jatasai dhruvar mrityur dhruvam janma mritasya cha tasmada pariharyate natvam shochitam harit. Just 3-4 minutes, we'll end. One who has taken his birth is sure to die, and after death, one is sure to take birth again. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. So, one who has taken birth has to die. One who has died has to take birth again. So, why to lament? Like Gaur Gopal Prabhu tells the cycle of why to worry. We are so worried. Gaur Gopal Prabhu tells that, okay, in his book he has written that that is from here only. That main concept is from here only. Why to lament? Why to worry? If we have any problem in life, then okay, if a problem in life, if yes, if you have a solution, then do it. Why to worry? If a problem in life, if you don't have a solution, then also why to worry? Accept it, okay, we don't have a solution. Why to worry? Because of worry, that chinta leads into chita. That will make us so unhappy and distressed in life, we will not be happy. But human life is so beautiful, like we can be happy in the human life by practicing spiritual life. Then, one who has taken the birth, he is sure to die. And that is the cycle of birth and death. And that cycle of birth and death, okay, one is, now we are in this body. I suppose I am in this body. In next day I die. I will get another body after 3 years, as I told. And if I die again. But soul will be eternal. Correct? Then, how we can come out of this cycle of birth and death? And that is possible only in this human form of life. Prabhupada is telling in the purport, only in the human form of life we can transcend this. What transcend? Transcend this cycle of birth and death. This cycle is so dangerous, if we go into it, it is very difficult to come out. So to come out of this cycle of birth and death, we have to work hard. That hard work should be with the knowledge. When we get the knowledge, we will do it with the honesty. With honesty, we can able to do this. With the blessings of superiors, with the blessings of acharyas, we can do it. We can able to do it. And it is only possible in the human form of life. Therefore, human beings can only transcend to the spiritual world. Like they can only come out of this cycle of birth and death. And that is also explained in many scriptures. And the process to come out of this cycle of birth and death is different for different ages. In the we know that there are 4 ages: Sattva Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga and Kali Yuga. Sattva Yuga people used to do big yagyas. In the Treta Yugas people used to what? Satya Yuga meditation. Yeah, in the Satya Yuga they used to do meditation. In the Treta Yuga big yajnas they used to do. And in the Dwapar Yuga they used to worship the Lord, like worshipping in the royal order. And in the Kali Yuga, Kirtana Deva Krishnasya. In the Kali Yuga, what? What was that verse? Like Kalo Harir Nama eva kevalam Kalau nasteva gatiranyata. In the Kali Yuga, there is no other way. We discussed this last time also. What is there then? Harir Nama eva kevalam Kalau nasteva gatiranyata. There is no other way than the Harinam and Harinam. Why 3 times? We have to do this. Otherwise, no other way. So every day we have to chant. How many rounds? 16 rounds minimum. But no worries. Even if you are not starting 16 rounds, we can start.
1 round.
Those who are not chanting, how many of you are not chanting? Not chanting any round? Anyone is there? Everybody is chanting Hari Bol. Everybody is chanting Hari Bol. So how many are chanting 2 rounds? 1 round daily? 1 round daily. Those who are chanting 1 round, they should start from this Ekadashi 2 rounds. Yes, we have to progress, right?
Next Monday.
Prabhupada is telling, once I attended one class by Krishnanand Prabhu. He is a very senior disciple of His Holiness Radhanand Swami Maharaj. He was telling, our age is increasing, our salary is increasing, then why not our chanting? Our age is increasing by day, salary also, we will be happy. Every year birthday, every year salary we get promotion. Then why not our chanting? Our chanting should increase, right? So, when we are chanting 1 round, we should chant more. See, when we chant, we will be happy more. How we will be happy? Because we will be remembering Krishna more. If we remember Krishna, we will not remember simple time pass things. Yes? So when we remember more Krishna, we will be more attached to Krishna. And in the age of Kali Yuga, Harinam is the only way. And Harinam, how many of you are chanting 4 rounds daily? 4 rounds? More than 4 rounds? 4 and 4, more than 4 rounds? 8 rounds? 8 and more than 8. Very good, Hari Bol. How many of you chanting 16 rounds daily? Hari Bol, 16 rounds. Big Hari Bol for them. Hari Bol. So when we chant, we get Hari Bol. So everybody should chant. Yes? So and everybody can join chanting session in the morning, which we do in the Zoom session. If you are not getting association, we can take association of the devotees. Devotees have made that many devotees are joining that chanting session. We discuss about the Bhagavad Gita every day, one shloka. We will take bath also in the Ganges every day by discussing every day Bhagavad Gita. So everyone should chant and associate, because chanting, to get inspiration for chanting, we will get by associating with the Vaishnavas. So association, we make this facility to take the association of the devotees every Sunday. Yeah, wherever we get the association, we should be very hungry for the association. Without association, it is not possible. Yes. So thank you very much. We'll stop here. We'll pray. Yes, please pray. Whatever I speak, I should follow in my life, and I should behave like I am a soul, not body. And I should first follow these principles so that I will worthy for it. So I request all the devotees to pray for me and pray for all, because prayers works a lot. We can pray for each other so that we can progress on the path of spiritual life. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. We'll chant one.